10 minutes to say I did it. Call in 10 minutes to say I did it.
A police officer ambushed. The DeSoto County Sheriff's Department says an off-duty Memphis police lieutenant was ambushed while leaving his home for work this morning. He was shot once, and the search is on right now for the suspect or suspects. Action News 5's Kelly Roberts live in DeSoto County with the latest details in this investigation. Kelly, good evening.
Good evening to you. Well, that Memphis police lieutenant is expected to be okay. Investigators here in DeSoto County said that they've already talked to him, trying to piece together what happened here, but no arrests have been made. Monday morning around 6 o'clock, the DeSoto County Sheriff's Department says a Memphis police lieutenant was backing out of his driveway to head to work when he was shot. It happened outside his house here on Cotton Grove Drive in Olive Branch.
It does look like it was an ambush from the video that we have seen.
The DeSoto County Sheriff's Department says the suspect or suspects stopped in a vehicle and blocked the victim as he was backing out of a driveway. Shots were fired, the victim took off, and you can see some tire marks in the field next to the house.
Basically drove into a neighbor's yard and ran and called 911 at that time.
It's sad to know that you can't leave your house, you can't go to the stores, you can't do anything without somebody getting hurt.
Memphis police are helping with the investigation. Monday, the department said since the officer was a victim of a crime, they would not be releasing any information.
At this point, it is one of their guys, so they're going to want to help us as much as they can.
Now, police are continuing to talk to witnesses and review video of the neighborhood, caught on several smart doorbell cameras. Neighbors say it's not often they see police in the neighborhood.
It's sad because he's out there trying to help us and our family while we're at work and or home or out shopping or whatever you're doing, and he's just trying to leave the house and he gets shot.
So as for a motive, whether this was targeted or not, that is something police still trying to determine and figure out. Now, if you have any information about this case, you can call Crime Stoppers. That is 528-CASH. Reporting live from DeSoto County tonight, Kelly Roberts, Action News 5.
That story is quite ironic. And I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the green truck at the bottom of this composite, that was the green truck allegedly that SNOOTY WiLD was driving in Texas the night he was shot and killed. This is the way the story allegedly went. Allegedly, there was a young woman that was driving the truck. From the first reports, it made it sound like SNOOTY WiLD was driving the truck, but he wasn't. She was driving the truck, and her tire blew out. She was whistling for help, and SNOOTY WiLD showed up with a pistol in his hand, acting irate. She said she saw the pistol in his hand and she ran away. She heard a single shot from some other gentleman that came up behind SNOOTY WiLD. That's all she knows. They don't know who the gentlemen were. They were driving some sort of SUV that they found later, and SNOOTY WiLD was laying in the ditch next to the truck dead. So the way that the picture allegedly looked was that SNOOTY WiLD was driving that truck, but he wasn't. Now, the irony from the original story is that a lieutenant in his truck was pulling out. Somebody pulled behind him, blocked him in, fired a single shot, struck him, and peeled off. And then he, allegedly, because we don't have a name or a face or any kind of description, that he drove his truck through an open field which left tire tracks, ran into a neighbor's house to call for help. I guess the only part that we're missing there is that SNOOTY WiLD allegedly wasn't able to call for help. Now, that story is very ironic because the guy above the green truck, his name is Jeremiah Taylor. Jeremiah Taylor, right, who's also 36 years old, like Snooty WiLD, was Young Dolph's caretaker, aka character, right? Who was gunned down while driving his vehicle. He was an Army veteran. And that right there was a big alarm for me when they said he was an Army veteran. Okay, and I'm gonna get to why. But allegedly, reported by another gentleman named Frank Gotti. Now, if you look at the spray painting on the memorial, right on the front, there's a big ass sign that says Frank right there. You can't make this kind of shit up. So immediately, my left brain is activated. I'm thinking, okay, they mixing movie scripts, entertainment, and real life. Okay, you got Frank White and John Gotti. Okay, Frank White was a movie character in which Biggie imitated. John Gotti was a real gangster in which Yo Gotti imitated, right? Yo Gotti allegedly got beef with Young Dolph, allegedly, right? We're gonna say allegedly, because I'm not trying to even implement that anyone did anything. That's not what this is about. But I will allow my plot to unfold. So let's talk a little bit more about Snooty WiLD, right? Snooty WiLD was signed to Yo Gotti. He did a track with Boosie. Boosie's alarming because Boosie was the one who signed MO3. We'll get to MO3 in a minute. He was from Memphis, but he was killed in Texas, like MO3, right? He was 36 as well. And in case you didn't know this, or in case I didn't mention this in the beginning, Young Dolph is also 36, okay? So now we got 4 36-year-olds. P, right? So, MO3, you know what I'm saying, is another strange case as well. He, you know what I'm saying, was 28 years old, but his name is MO3, and 8 minus 2 is a 6, and you drop that 3 and you get another 36. But I digress, I might be reaching. I'm just trying to show you with the knowledge here that I presented. You know what I mean? Because when you got numbers that all line up like that, when you got assassination military style killings, if they are even killings, or are they dramatized, we don't know. How old was Nip when he died? 33? I mean, you know, you can't make this kind of shit up, right? You can't make this kind of shit up. Nip is another interesting case. And I'm gonna tie all this shit back in. But Nip, right? Nip was killed at a store called The Marathon. Young Dolph was at a gas station called Shell's, which is now Speedway Marathon Oil. Can't make this kind of shit up. You understand what I'm telling you? Okay, so now you got Nip, right? Well, when Nip was killed, they said they couldn't get any clear footage on the person who allegedly killed Nip, but that the gas station across the street had clear footage, right? So I think it was TMZ who was able to get the gas station tape even before the police, okay? And get us the most clear angles in which they charged Eric Holder, the surname of the ex-Secretary of State under President Barack Obama. Can't make this kind of shit up. Okay? You cannot make this kind of shit up, right? So let's keep going. we go back in time a little bit, and y'all remember a song by a dude named O.T. Genesis? He had a song called You Got to Cut It, right? Well, that was featuring Young Dolph. And I didn't know this until after I did my research, but the only time Young Dolph has had a song that is charted was when he featured with O.T. Genesis at number 35 on the Billboard. You know what I'm saying? For You Gotta Cut It. Oh, 35 on the Billboard, huh? 35. I get it. Right? I get it. You want to give us the 36s. You knew that would be alarming, right? Because y'all do all that kind of shit in sequence. I see. There's a company called USAID, and you may need to rewind this footage back to the very beginning to see it, but I did that on purpose. See how many people was paying attention. There's a story that's running across the screen, although the report is much different than the actual pictures that are going across the screen during the first footage about the lieutenant. And I did that on purpose because there is a company called USAID. No, that does not stand for the United States is going to help you. That stands for the United States Agency of International Development. That is our foreign PSYOP company. Our domestic PSYOP company is called Domestic Affairs. Understand that, okay? The PSYOP, PSYOP program is a military-grade operation. This is why when you see MO3, when you see Young Dolph, when you see SNOOTY, WiLD, when you see all these people getting clapped up the way they do, right? With dudes with military shit on and Dracos. You understand what I'm telling you? Look at each one of the assailants. Every last one of those dudes are dressed in military garb, including Nipsey Hussle's hit. You could even see a guy standing by the trash can. They've long scrubbed and got rid of that footage, but he takes a bag from Eric Holder, allegedly, and gives him some other bag with more ammo, another gun. Who knows? My man runs back around again a second time to make sure Nip is finished off, right? With more shots. He said Young Dolph was hit 22 times. Before that, we saw Young Dolph get shot up in LA in front of a department store in Beverly Hills in broad daylight. The same way they got the young dude from Chicago, FBG Duck. You got dolphins, you got ducks, you got all kind of animals, and you got Italian gangsters, movie characters, and football players. The whole entertainment world is in on it, but the sheep are left to be led, man. This is not playtime. So you see, there's a lot of YouTubers out there, right? And these niggas just keep reporting the same stories over and over again, milking this shit, get more subscribers, get more thumbs up. And maybe that's the way that this algorithm works. Unfortunately, for myself, I can't go out like that. I can't go out milking a story over and over again when I know the truth. I've reported it several times. The Young Dolph distraction below. Didn't get as many hits as the Mia J video, but guess what? It's there. And this shit is a marathon that they got y'all sheep running on. You gotta understand what I'm telling you. But let me give you the final nail in the coffin. You know? Nah, I'm gonna hold up on that. Because first of all, I want y'all to see that plethora, right, of white vehicles out there. One in front of Nip shooting, one in front of Young Dolph shooting, the alleged car that MO3 was driving, All of them is like white Ford Focus, little Civic type looking shits. You ever notice that? Okay. If not, then they got German automotives out there. Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz. Just pay attention, man. Okay, just pay attention to the real facts. Don't listen to these YouTube niggas because they will lead y'all astray. They just trying to give y'all just enough to string you along for the next fucking video. Instead of just coming out with this shit, either that or they don't know. And I'm gonna tell you what, it's 50-50 on them niggas. On one side, they do know. On the other side, they the fucking police. And they're here to lead you in the wrong direction about information purposefully. They spin doctors. Side program is very serious. They're not here for playtime. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. But the only thing we can do about it is be aware. Why? Because they're using this to strike that 13th Amendment law against y'all and destroy us individually, one at a time, through the court system, through the justice system, through the court of public opinion. Long before you even hit a court, you're crucified online. Then they kill you. So, the final blow to all of this, if you didn't know, okay, because a lot of y'all just do the wrong kind of fucking research. Did y'all know that it is illegal for civilians to paint their car in camouflage? You cannot paint your car in camouflage. I don't give a fuck who you are. It is illegal. The only people that's allowed to drive camouflage vehicles is the military. Period. Point blank and simple. Psyop.